Hey guys, it's Rob back with another movie review. Now, I know a lot of people, I don't understand it. I mean, I really don't. I'm a person who doesn't really care for remakes. About 90% of the time, I do not care for them. A lot of them are just watered down versions of the original, unless you can really pull it off with some people coming back to do it. And that's why I found this one to be good, Evil Dead. I'm a fan of the original Evil Dead, of course. Evil Dead 2 I like. Army of Darkness I thought was, it was cheesy, but I liked it. I thought that for a remake, this was fantastic. I mean, it almost felt like you would take an 80s horror film with gore and then put it into this and, do a lot of practical effects, which they did. Blood, gore. Did they need all that? No. But I think it helped the film. I don't understand why people don't like this. If you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not going to bash you for it. But like I always say in my videos, I'm not going to bash you for it. But I kind of just don't get it, For a remake, I thought it was good. It didn't have Bruce Campbell. I mean, so what, I mean, he made a little cameo at the end. But so what if he's not in it, He didn't need to be, because the original Evil Dead is where it's at. I think exploring a new character was fine, and I think she did a good job. She did a lot of creepy shit, and she looked creepy in this film. I mean, there were a lot of fucked up shit in this film, and I'm glad that Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi had their hands in this, because I think it helped. And I think a lot of people were angry with the fact that you're taking this and you're not putting Ash in this, you're putting a different character, so it's not really Evil Dead. I totally disagree. I totally disagree. What's wrong with taking a movie and making it a little bit different? Like the original or the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a perfect point. That movie was completely different. Almost the family was completely different. Leatherface remained the same, yes. Just like the cabin and the book and everything remained the same in this. Leatherface was the same, and that's all that mattered. You didn't need any of the same heroic characters. You didn't need the same family. You didn't need the same exact story. So, it worked for me. This worked, even though they threw some things that were in the original, the tree rape scene, which wasn't in this one. It wasn't really a rape, so to say. It was like something did go up her vagina, but it didn't like spank her or nothing. That's what it shows on the cover there. But anyway, I don't get it. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. It was bloody. And it was just a fun-ass time. Now, are there things in this film that were kind of dumb to where you're like, that would never happen? Like, what are you doing? A stupid horror cliche that is pointed out in just about every movie. They knew what they were doing with it. So, I think it's okay in that respect, but I still, when I see it, I'm just like that, And I'll get to that. Basically, you have a story about Mia. She's on crack. She's on drugs. She's not clean. And her friends, including her brother, take her out to a cabin to break her. And basically, it's for her to go cold turkey, get rid of the drugs, and they're going to stay out there with her and sit through it. And to me, it's kind of like, well, that would make it worse. I mean, she has no fucking TV. She has nothing to do. She's just sitting there walking around in circles in the rain and screaming and stuff. I mean, she's going through the withdrawal, but still, I mean, that fuck, give her something to do. Don't just let her just sit there and just fucking go crazy. I mean, that's kind of torture in a way. I didn't really care for that part of the story because to me it just seemed cruel, like what they were doing to her. So, so they end up smelling some disgusting smell, and in the basement they find this trap door. They go in the basement and they find out that there was like witchcraft or whatever's going on down there, and someone was burned to the post, and there's cats hanging from the fucking ceiling, and they find the book wrapped in barbed wire, covered in a trash bag, and immediately they grab it and they take it upstairs and they look at it. And now there's this, out of the friends, there is this supposed to be smart kid who acts smart, but he's really fucking stupid. And, you know, he kind of seems like he's the brains of the bunch. He's not so brainy because of what he fucking did. He opens the book. He undoes it. He does everything, the barbed wire thing. He opens the book. The book specifically says, like on the first page, leave this book alone. It says, leave this book alone. Don't read from the book. Blah, 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 blah. He reads all that. There's stuff that is etched out, like the prayer that you're supposed to say. It's all scribbled out. And what the fuck does he do? He fucking tries to translate it. He reads it. Did he not see what the fuck happened in the basement? Did he not see what was going on? He even said, oh, there's voodoo shit or something. What are you doing? That was like the stupidest thing. Oh, look at this. This something's not right with this book. It just seems like it has to do with voodoo. Oh, let me read this thing. It says leave this book alone. I think I'll read this. So as soon as he reads the prayer, that unleashes the demon, and it starts to haunt Mia, and pretty soon take over her soul. And I have to say one thing about, what was her name? Was it Jane Levy? Is that who played her? I think so. Jane Levy? Well, anyway, she did a fantastic job. I really think she did a fantastic job. When they put all the makeup on her, she looked fantastic. I really was impressed by that. I love that. She was awesome. They had a lot of good scenes with her throwing up blood, cutting her tongue in half with one of those utility knives, and just certain things. Like I loved the way they executed her when she was possessed. I think they did that right, I thought. So anyway, they notice like she starts to do fucked up things. Like she stands in the shower and like turns the water on completely hot. Completely hot, where her skin's starting to fall off and get scarred and shit. And she just does weird things. Pretty soon, the book, like in the book, when you look at the book, like it flips to a page and it shows a picture of what the demon is going to do. So it's like telling the future. Like you can look at it and say, well, this is what's going to happen. Someone's going to burn, or somebody's going to cut their face off, or somebody's going to do this, do that. Like you can see exactly what's going to happen. So the friends start getting possessed one by one and start dying off one by one. And there's some really good effects. Like this girl takes one of those meat cutter knives, electric meat cutter knives, and starts to cut her arm off. And the demon's like, don't do it. Don't cut it off, bitch. Don't do it. And then she cuts it off, and like I felt so sorry for her. Like she got fucked up. Her arm, she cut her arm off, and then she got nails through the face, and the shotgun blew off her other arm. The smart kid with the glasses, he got fucked up more than anybody in the whole house. He got stabbed in the face with needles. He got stabbed with glass. He got stabbed with a box cutter. He got shot with nails. He got hit with a crowbar in the head. That guy should have been dead long ago, but he kept on surviving. And so I'm like, oh my God, why is this fucker being able to live? It's his fucking fault. He should be, just get rid of him. But there was some cool stuff like, okay, like the book says, like if the demon gets like, I think 4 or 5 souls, then the abomination of desolation will rise. And that happens, it starts to rain blood, and the abomination comes up, and it's basically, it looks like Mia. I mean, there wasn't really anything scary about that thing. I have to say, like, that was a little weak to me. This abomination that's supposed to be like hell on earth, well, that didn't really seem, I mean, whatever. Like, I understand they were trying to make a scene with the chainsaw because Mia ends up losing her arm, which was weird. Like the car tips on her arm and she tries to, it's about to fall off, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're telling me the car is pretty much cut her arm in half just by laying on it, and then she pulls it apart. And I mean, if that was me, I'd be screaming. I mean, that would hurt so bad, but she just, maybe it was adrenaline, I don't know. She uses the chainsaw, she starts crying. I'm like, okay, there we go. There's a girl that's gonna be like Ash. And so she ends up cutting the demon or whatever in half and stuff. And everyone pretty much dies in the film. Not saying it wasn't cool, like the way they died. It was pretty neat. A lot of the deaths and stuff, but I think what they're trying to do in this, they're trying to create a new character to, I mean, the rumor is that Mia, her character, is supposed to meet up with Ash, and they're supposed to do some kind of sequel together, which I think would be amazing. I mean, honestly, bring them two together. I think it would be amazing. And just because even Bruce Campbell's in it is fine, but I didn't care that he wasn't in this. He didn't bother me. Like I said, they don't need to do that. They don't need to do that every time. Now, I'm not saying would it have been cool if Bruce Campbell was the star in this again. Yes, it would be cool. But I kind of like how they just changed it up, because Evil Dead will always be like one of my favorite films, the original. And I mean, no one's taken that away from me. But, I don't know. I just enjoyed it. I think this film was overall good for a remake. I mean, you can't really see that with remakes nowadays. You can't really, there's not very many good I mean, I already talked about that one. That's a good remake. Hills Have Eyes, good remake. But you got fucking Prom Night, When a Stranger Calls, fucking Amityville Horror. I mean, some of these remakes fucking suck. I don't think this sucks, though. That's just my opinion. If you don't like the film, that's fine. I'm just a true fan. I love the Evil Dead films, okay? That's just me. I love the Evil Dead films, and I include this one as part of it. So, yeah, that's my review of Evil Dead. And like I said, I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to hate you if you didn't enjoy this. But, in a way, I just don't understand. It's a new vision. I understand it's not the original, so whatever. But I had to spoil the movie a little bit because I wanted to talk about certain things, like especially the fucking kid. The kid who's like, oh, like this is voodoo. Oh, but I'm going to read from the fucking book after what happened in the basement. It looked pretty horrifying, but now I'm going to read from the book, and now everything can just fucking be horrifying. Whatever. Yeah, I have an accent here. I'm fucked up. And, so, that's my review of Evil Dead. What did you guys think of Evil Dead? Like, what is your favorite Evil Dead? I mean, is it out of the Evil Dead series? My favorite is still the original, but I like this a lot. Did you guys like Evil Dead Remake? Comment down below. Let me know. As always, if you liked this review and other reviews. Stay tuned for more reviews I got coming up very, very soon. So anyway, this is Rob. I've been cranking out the videos because I've just been in this mood to talk about movies and do movies just left and right, making my head spin left and right. So, you know, that's what I want to do. And it's not always going to be horror, you know. I'm going to have more than just horror movies to talk about. You know, maybe I'll, you know, review this sometime. Super Mario Brothers movie. Yes, I have it. I do have it. Goes right here. Has dust on it. That means I haven't seen it since, I don't know, 2000 something. But anyway, stay tuned till next time. This is Rob signing off. Win, Rocky, win. Yep.